Hello everybody, the Lord Root here, and today I am testing out my new machine. I just got an ASUS ROG G notebook to replace my ThinkPad T510. So far it's really awesome. It's much smoother, and I'm hoping that this will basically improve my recording. It's got 16 gigs of RAM in it, which for the purposes of KSP, it doesn't really amount to much because KSP is, at least right now, a 32-bit process. And so that is a bit of an issue. However, it does mean that I can play KSP and probably stream effectively. It's got a 4-core i7 in it, and it also has a GeForce GTX 970M, rather, with like 3 gigs of RAM. So let's just create a new game here. I'm going to call this Mr. Sandbox, and we're not going to do career, because I have a career series going, which I do intend to update. One of the nice things about this, of course, is that I will now be able to record my videos in 1080p, hopefully. We'll just go with a random guy here. We'll go into sandbox mode, and maybe just start playing around. Now, of course, I imagine most of y'all probably think I'm showing off, but this does have a purpose to it, and that purpose is to stress test, in a way, my computer. Now, I know that KSP is not too hard on the video card, but it is rather CPU intensive. So, let's just start out with something very simple. Let's try to get into orbit, and I think we make a very small thing here. Okay, go away, Werner Braun. Werner von Braun. Single person capsule. That is so smooth. I've, never really seen the Kerbals move in such a smooth manner before. I have it going at 60 frames per second. I'm sure that the video will cause it to lag a little bit, but on my end there's no lag whatsoever. Let's see. Let's build something ridiculous here. Let's just go in. I think we should have more than enough in the way of fuel here. I do need to calculate my thrust to weight ratio here. I just want to get into orbit quickly. The main thing is going to be whether or not this guy can survive in some kind of space here. Turn on C. Maybe do like that. Throw on some solar panels, and parachutes would be nice. I've never really understood why parachutes are under utility. That makes them a little bit hard to find, although I guess we got this guy up here. Let's see, we'll go to structural, and just build out. Now, let's see what we have here. We have this guy and this guy, which needs to carry fuel. I'm going to create a rather large rocket here. Possibly. I think that's equivalent to like a, maybe a main cell, or not a main cell, an orange tank. Okay. We'll call this a Go for Glory. There we go. We need to fix my staging as well. Okay. I am fairly certain that my thrust to weight ratio is probably way too high. So let's see. Oh, it's okay, I guess. It is pretty high, I guess, but yeah, I need to probably scale that back a bit. Yeah, that is entirely too fast. that's no good. Let's revert to launch. Yeah, one of the things that's going to be really annoying is that there are these macro keys, and the manufacturers put them in a really weird place. Let's just go to 50% or so. There we go. I'm gonna bring up our nav ball here. That's a little bit better on the thrust to weight ratio. This is a huge rocket. I'm so used to the lag that I'm actually having a little bit of trouble flying this thing. Because, I mean, I had a moderately okay video card, I guess. But it never really did all that well. I guess I could bother to turn on anti-aliasing. Let's just correct our inclination here, as if it really matters. I'm just trying to get into orbit. Okay, I am still a little bit too fast, I think. This is definitely... Okay, yeah, I am probably hauling ass out of here. That's okay. Just bring this guy down some. Should be able to get a good suborbital shot out of this. Okay, definitely too high of an approach here. That's okay, we're about to be out of the atmosphere. Now, one thing I'm not so sure of. Oh, okay. That was one thing my trackpad had trouble with, is zooming in like that. I'm using the trackpad for this. And of course, um, that is quite helpful. I'm still sort of trying to figure this part out here. It's got whoa. Okay. Maybe I should be focusing on getting it into order. We'll just make ourselves a quick apoapsis burn. Let's see how much it takes. It's too close. 606 meters per second. I am not comfortable with that. I guess not bad for a rocket I just threw together without any real sort of thought whatsoever. We're still pretty good. That is almost orbit. Of course, I guess the real question is, how is this thing going to be able to handle re-entry? Because, that's an important thing. I didn't even bother putting a heat shield on this, although, to be fair, heat shields don't really make much of a difference. at the moment. It's something that people are a little bit irritated about. Whatever. Let's see, periapsis is 77. We still got fuel to get down. How much fuel do we have anyway? We have a goodly amount. I mean, this thing is definitely overpowered for what it is. Probably could have put a main cell on here, but I didn't. Well, anyway, we'll bring old Jeb down. There is some recording software that came with my video card. I'm using Open Broadcaster right now, so it's it seems to work pretty well actually, but there we go, 32. We could. That's going to be a nice harsh re-entry. Let's get on down to our re-entry here. Frankly, this is rather astounding to me, the smoothness of this entire thing. I've never had KSP run this smooth at all. So, okay. There we go. Oh yes, don't show this again. If I'm lucky, this thing will explode in the atmosphere. Look at that, I'm running at 4 times time warp and the timer's green. That is definitely something I've never seen before. Okay. Planes should be a little bit interesting too. I'm gonna do a plane next, I think. A little bit of stuttering, but if I run it at normal speed, it appears to be just fine. And I'm taking a look right now at Open Broadcaster. It's not skipping a beat. It's not dropping any frames whatsoever. So, yeah. I definitely think that this turned out to be a good purchase. Just for that. I have to try, the sums on here. No, the sums usually likes to stutter. And it's one of those deals to where you can have a fairly good machine and it'll still stutter pretty badly, and I'm kind of expecting that stuttering to continue. Okay, we're gonna slow down. I might as well expend this tank. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. Come on, Jebediah. Yeah, I really gotta get my other install on here. Just the fact that I can play in the mode that I am is really quite nice. So, yeah, we'll time warp on in. I'll tell you, that's some kind of lovely right there. Just having this thing perform the way it is, and Windows just made music. Another thing that I've done here is I've installed Windows 10 because I didn't. This thing came with Windows 8, and I'd just rather not. Let me put it that way. I would rather not use Windows 8. I've used it before, and I had free access through my institution to Windows 10, as if that really meant anything. I suppose it's definitely, there's a free upgrade thing going on right now, but the thing is I have Windows 8 Home installed on this, and so I'm able to get a better version, and that's what I'm running. MSD and AA is good like that, I suppose. Okay, let's quickly land this thing. And maybe we can throw together a plane of some kind. That would be a good thing to do. Okay. Now, as you might remember, planes are kind of a tricky deal. I'm gonna go for a large one. I've never really used a fuselage like this. Make this guy here. I'm gonna make something that somewhat resembles the pregnant guppy. Possibly. The nice... You know what, I'll actually put a shock cone on there. Just because I can. That's not the shock cone, that's the turbofan intake. That does not look so bad, I guess. I don't really have an eye for design. If I did, then I would be Tyler Rise. Or Tyler Rays. He told me he doesn't really care too much about the pronunciation of his name, but I think it's Rays. We'll make this thing maybe something like that. We don't need anything particularly huge on here. Let's see, 2.5 meter to Mark 25. Let's see, where are the, where's the bicoupler? That would be rather nice to have. Now, I don't really think I'm going to be able to get this thing into space, and I'm not really going for that. Oh, come on, attach. That seems to be one thing that I can't seem to get going. It's the... Oh, you know why? It's because of the way this thing's flipped. Yeah, once I have it flipped the right way around, it works well. Let's see, center of mass and center of lift. I somehow believe that these guys here are not really going to give me what I want in terms of thrust. Let's see what our vessel mass is right now. We may need an engine to sell. That is 25 tons, and if we add 2 of these Whiplash engines to them, the thrust... But 2 of these are maybe enough to get off the ground. Now, of course, I'm not promising anything with that, but we can sure as hell try. Let's see, wings. This guy is a little bit off-center. Turn that around. Oh, there we go. What is that? pitch. That's a yaw surface there. Where are my big wings? I think that's a small one there. There we go. You know, one thing I'm actually noticing about this thing is that the wings are not as easy to put on here, and I think that just maybe because I'm not used to the mouse. I'm not used to a lot of things on this keyboard, as it turns out. Okay, maybe there's a way for me to attach this guy to the right. Where is the... Oh, you know what? We'll go with the big wings. The big sweat. Those are not it. Oh, man. Let's see. Where are the huge wings? Did they get taken out? Because I do not see them anywhere. It's a structural intake there. There used to be these gigantic wings that carried fuel on them. Maybe they're fuel tanks. Again, maybe not. I not really know. It does somewhat bewilder me that they're not yet available. Oh, but yeah, it might help if I put these guys in the right place. Yeah, we'll do that. These guys will also hurry. And just completely drain this guy of any oxidizer it may contain. I'm expecting a thrust-to-weight ratio, given that we have tons of jets on here, or 2 jets. I'm expecting it to be pretty high. Let's see, where are the wheels? One moment. Okay, and we are back. My girlfriend just walked through the door, and, was sort of amazed by the, how smoothly the game's playing. So I've decided what we'll do is we'll throw wheels and some, control surfaces on here. And, we will let her fly this thing.
Hi everybody, it's Thy Lady Root here.
Let's see, I forgot to turn on symmetry here. Yeah, it's really smooth, honey. She also came in with beer, which is rather nice. Let's see. And she is now drinking.
I just took a sip. It's
Oh, it's okay, you bought the beer, you're more than free to drink it. Okay, let's see, I think this should be good. What do you want to call this thing?
Super turbo? I don't know. It looks like it's short and fast, like a Hornet or a Jack or like a...
How about super turbo? I don't know.
It reminds me of those like a what's another jack, like a yellow jacket? Like
a Hornet?
Yeah. It reminds me of a Hornet for some reason. Or like a, what's another one of those species? The Wasp? No.
There's Wasp, there's Yellow Jackets, there's Hornets. I'm trying to think of what other Vespid species there are. I think sawflies are Vespid.
Digger wasps. I don't know. Digger wasp.
There we go. Do you remember how to fly this thing?
Kind of, but not really. Here. You want to put those headphones on me or not?
Yeah. Oh!
But it didn't even let me I didn't even touch anything.
That was my fault. We need to bring back the wheels. Yeah, oh no. I hit the wrong button, the macro button. Let's try that again. Revert flight. What's happening here is that the wheels are, if we look at this, they're probably behind or in front of the center of mass. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna maybe push this back just a little bit so that you have a little bit more stability.
Okay, what button do I push?
Okay, you hit Z to go full throttle. So it's...
And then use the arrows or to go upwards or what?
Well, remember you gotta hit Z.
Z.
That cranks up your throttle.
Yeah, I don't want to do that until I know what to do next.
And then you hit space, and then you hit S to go up.
Okay.
And you might want to hit T for stability control too. I forgot about that.
Do I have to hold down the space button or?
You have to hold down S now.
Okay.
Hopefully I have not made the
When is it gonna take flight?
That's a good question because I actually haven't tested this aircraft. If you keep on holding down S.
There, it's moving.
Uh-oh, you're drifting. Well, that may have been my fault, actually. I don't know if So there's really two things going on here, I bet. I bet if we revert to the spaceplane hangar, I bet you this guy is possibly leaning forward some. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these huge wheels here. It's kind of uncharacteristic for a plane like this. It should probably, let's go into local mode real quick. I'll push this up. It should maybe push the plane forward some, or push it up. And that'll help, because there's really two things. Because these wheels are behind the center of mass, you see this guy? This is like a lever, right?
Yeah.
So like, it's trying to pivot around this point, and there's not much
weight behind it.
Yeah, you have to. It's kind of like the hinge on a door.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, let me.
Why wouldn't you push the back wheels forward a little more though?
Well,
just a little more.
Just a little. Oh, we could push it a little more. We could try that.
I mean, I bet it'll work the way it is.
Maybe like that. The main thing is that if we push it too far forward, it'll lean back like it did last time.
Yeah, I know. Come on.
It may actually take a while for it to get off.
I'm pressing Z spacebar.
You just want to hold down S at this point
and
so you
S,
start
okay.
to pull up. May not take off immediately. If you don't, then what we probably need to do is
you can't tilt it back at all or control the wing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it from going off the runway.
Okay, you quit.
You quit.
For now, I'm gonna go study my own stuff.
Okay, so let's see if we can get this thing off the ground. I bet you. Well, really, there's two problems. I think I was tail striking, so canards might be a good idea. Not quite sure if that's the proper place for them. This is bound to. We'll just have it set for pitch control. Now, I know that on a regular plane like this, and this may be part of it, I've read that the pitch is only supposed to be controlled by the tailplane. Or I guess maybe in this case, the canards. I don't know. Let's just give that a shot. Let me see if I can prevent myself from tail striking. There we go. That is probably more than enough in the way of...
How'd you get it to go up?
Oh, I cheated and put canards on it. I thought it could take off without canards. Let's see. Now, of course, I am no good at planes. We all know this. There's a reason I don't really do them. But, I think I have... My roll is very sensitive, even with the fine control on here. Oh, another thing, too, is I'm able to turn on ground scatter, which is really cool. And in fact, maybe I should go to the moon as a result of that. This thing flies surprisingly well. I mean, aside from the roll being a bit fidgety. And we're already at Mach 1. I may have to consider this design in my career mode game. Let's see if I can pull off landing here. I actually have a joystick that I've never really gotten to quite work properly. But yeah, we'll just, you know what we'll do, we'll bring down our gear, and I am going to throttle this thing down, and hopefully I can make a decent landing. Air brakes probably would have been a good idea. I am, of course, way off target. I mean, it's gliding okay. See, I didn't have air brakes when I first started using airplanes, and I don't do them very often, so it's... Okay, let's not stall here. Okay, pull up, pull up, pull up. Level out. Well, I can't say that was completely unexpected. Let us go back here. Maybe visit the moon, because the moon has some... Whoa. Oh, there we go. The moon has some very interesting features on it, and I'm going to do something I never really do. I'm going to use some of the stockcraft. Maybe. Let's see. That is actually really interesting right there. That's presumably a lander. I don't... Oh, I see, there's RCS ports there, but they're placed in really interesting ways. Yeah, let's go with a new one, then. I'm not really going to bother tweaking stuff, because if we crash, we crash. I have a fairly good idea of what it might take for us to get to the moon. But, we're not going to bother coming back. We're not going to do anything like Apollo here. We just want a very simple lunar lander. Something that'll get the job done. And the way to approach that is to slap on some landing legs. Landing legs, of course, are required. How else do I want to handle this? It would be good, I think, if we took one of these guys here. I really don't want to land upside down, is the problem. I guess we could be upside down. You know what, I'll put this Terrier engine on here, which is probably going to cause lots and lots of problems. Okay, interstage time as well. Now let's just make sure this guy should have more than sufficient. In fact, I think this guy actually has probably a good amount of delta V as it is. We'll do solar panels on here. This guy isn't coming back, so I don't feel too bad about using this sort of thing right here. Batteries would be useful. I don't really want the heavy ones though. I'm just going to... You know what? I'm going to take these guys here because they work. We'll put 8 of them and wrap this in a fairing. So interesting thing about the Apollo missions you may not be aware of is that they actually have fairings on the launch vehicle, or on the capsule, that are part of the launch tower. It's, at least if I remember correctly. Let's get this thing. Okay, we can't quite do that. Let's do this. Let's build the fairing up to here. We'll close it in. There we go. I like having an interstage like that. Let's see what else we can do. We can maybe put a poodle on this. How many tons are we going to be trying to lift now, I wonder? Probably too much. Too much is for the order of business, I suppose. So I'm actually going to have 2 stages of fairings here. Well, Maybe not, actually. You know, I don't really need the interstage fairing as such. I'm just gonna make this a cone. Oh, come on. There we go. If we put a poodle on there, we may get what we want. Let's put a poodle on here. I'm not really going to bother with delta V calculations whatsoever, because well, they're actually quite tricky to do in your head, and I don't have a calculator in front of me at the moment. I guess now that I can freely switch between some of these other guys here, that would be okay. Let's see, there is an adapter though, a fuel adapter. I think it's not this guy, but you know, I guess not. I was thinking there was one that was going to be big enough for what I wanted, but I guess not, so I'm going to maybe go through here. Leave that for the thing, and I'm going to build a massive moon rocket. So we're at 100-something tons right now. Oh, there we go. I'm still not used to this guy here. Let's maybe add a little bit more fuel, and let's slap on this mammoth engine cluster, and maybe bring it up just a little bit. That guy has about twice the thrust to weight ratio I actually need, so I'm not going to be too concerned about it. What I think I will do though, I will do something like that. Let's call this Mr. Moon, and let me turn off caps lock. There we go. I think we should be able to get this guy into space pretty easily. Of course, I say that. Okay, let's retry that. I'm surprised that didn't blow up the launch pad, actually. There we go. A little bit easier on the throttle, I think. Very wobbly. Now, we had trouble last time, I believe, with just target the moon here. Oh, no, 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 come back. This thing is a little bit more responsive than I think I would like. For altitude, oh, wow, yeah, I need to throttle down. That is probably pretty steep. A lot steeper than I want to be, I'll tell you that much. Okay, let's bring up that periapsis. There we go. I am going to just stage this guy here. And there we go. Time for us to... We're actually not that badly inclined. Something tells me I'm going to have to learn how to refly this thing, because it's... I'm definitely not used to the speed at which things are happening. Overall, though, I think that the moon is doable. Well, you know what? Well, no, our nodes won't allow for us to adjust inclination. We've actually had a pretty bad launch here. I'll burn at 13 seconds. And we will go to the moon. And we'll just keep on target here. There we go, that's good enough for me. 144 by 147. Not really my best attempt by any means. But, it'll do. Let's just bring ourselves out to the moon. Which way are we coming in? Are we... I think we're coming in from the right side here. 61. We could bring this down just a little further. Just click on this guy here and see. We're... There we go, 20. 830 meters per second, and I think, despite the fact that I did not really think of doing this before, we should extend our solar panels. Okay. There we go. Let's point to the maneuver. I have a feeling reaction wheels would have been a good thing to have here. I mean, I guess we don't have to worry too much about it. And we've actually got a pretty good burn. It's only like 30 seconds and it's a minute in. So yeah, I mean, this laptop is really quite something. It wasn't cheap by any means, but it was definitely something. And there we go. I stupidly forgot to put RCS ports on this, so we're not going to be able to tweak this as well as I'd like. And that is an unfortunate fact that has caused some amount of problems. Anyway, I mean, it's not that bad of a deal here. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, I think that's the best we're going to be able to do for now. Let's just warp on over there and pick a spot on the moon. Time warping thing is bugging out, isn't it? Okay, let's see. We'll do our orbital insertion real quickly. It's not going to be a very clean orbital insertion, but you know what, it'll do, because let's see, 50 by 45. Okay, that's not bad. Not given the temporary nature of this, and we still have plenty of fuel, which means that I went way over my fuel budget with this, or way under. Could have done with less, but that's okay. 21-second burn coming up. And yes, I realize there is warp to node. I have not really used it much, because it, actually I couldn't tell you why I haven't used it. Anyway, we'll be coming down on the dark side of the moon, or around the dark side of the moon pretty soon. Let's see, 46 by 50. That's actually better than what I had. Let's try to maybe hit that crater. I mean, my Kerbals are happy, and that's definitely a good start. Oh, we're a little bit too low for doing what I want to do. Let's see. Give ourselves about a minute or so. We really don't have to worry so much about this. There we go. Man, we just have tons of fuel here. Let's hold retrograde. Can't quite see the ground scatter yet. I think we're almost in this crater here. Let's see if I'm gonna get rid of this guy here. I think we were about in. We will bring down our landing gear now. I guess I should have brought lights with me. You can kind of see the ground scatter popping in right now. It's really cool. Oh, let's see. I didn't know that was still in physics range. Let's just hop into the cockpit here. See when we start to... We're still falling a little bit too slowly. Yeah, we can get sort of an idea of how close we are now. I'm a little bit worried here that as to why we are not centered correctly. It's kind of off center here. I want it to point towards the sky. Still a little bit too much in the way of our descent. We could use a little bit more in the way of throttle, or a little bit less actually. Should be pretty close though. We are about 1,000 in. Probably time for me to hit the gas. Okay. We definitely need to fall just a little bit faster. For now, I'm going to maintain this at no more than 10 meters per second. And there we go.
I'm not gonna quit KSP forever. I was just frustrated because I just jumped in and you crashed.
Oh, I know. I know. But yeah, let's see about this. That ground scatter is awesome, isn't it? We need to pick up just a little bit more in the way of speed here. We're coming in at an angle. There we go. Cockpit view, of course, is quite nice. We got old Jeb here, and I think if we hit V, we got Bob here. We can see it. So anyhow, I think that is probably long enough for now. But this has been Thy Lord Root, and I will see you later.